Okay, a very warm welcome to the webinar Resilience Across Borders, Supporting Wellbeing in International Volunteering. My name is Raksha Shanai, but you can call me Raksha if that is easy for you, or any other pronunciation is also fine. I don't mind. I know it's hard to pronounce. Uh, I'm from India. I'm also a member of the CCIVS Youth Committee, but also working as a coordinator at FSL India. And I'll be the moderator for this webinar here today. Um, before we start, I just wanted to say, like, as we mark the Mental Health Awareness Month, we are coming together to shine much needed light on the unique psychological challenges that we face that we face or by the international volunteers or the activists. We know that engaging in emotionally and culturally demanding environments, whether during the service or upon returning back home, it can be very problematic, or it can cause a lot of trouble. It brings up issues like culture shock, severe culture shock, emotional fatigue, and topics that are often overlooked. So our aim is to create like this safe, inclusive space for all of you to share your experiences, learn some practical coping up strategies, and strengthen the peer support network. So we truly believe that the power of this community to support one another, uh, is there. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today's webinar, Natalie Jivkova. Inspired by and passionate about peace, well-being, and non-formal learning, Natalie supports the learning processes and personal development of youngsters and adults. She's continuously learning how to bring and practice peace at all levels. She has been involved in SEI locally, but also internationally since 2002, and it's a long time and it's amazing. So she brings a wealth of knowledge and practical insight to the table, and we are truly fortunate to have her share her expertise with us today. So during this webinar, she'll be discussing a bit about the holistic approach to well-being, but also introduce some really fantastic resources that I don't just say it's my well-being kit, but more information will be shared later in the webinar. So she has co-developed this kit with the SCI Poland, so and others. So please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Natalie. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Raksha. Thank you for the whole team of CCIVS inviting me and the youth committee. And again, thank you very much for everyone joining our webinar. Again, we intend to do it something very practical. I just want to say from the very beginning that yes, I do have a lot of experience with SCI, which is also a member of CCIVS for many years now. I'm part from the Bulgarian branch, CVS Bulgaria, but also working with other branches and in different working groups. And just probably to do from the beginning that I'm not a psychologist, but I used to work with many psychologists for the last 10 years or more. I do have different kind of courses that I went in this field, but especially from COVID and on, I'm very much interested into the topic of well-being and this holistic approach to well-being. And I used to work in different projects on the topic, different surveys and different educational programs and products that we have developed. And with saying this, I'm really happy to share the experience. I don't know if it's something really new. I do believe that every one of you have it, and it's also the point like that we combine our expertise, but also sometimes to meet this community and to support each other, or to remind ourselves of how important it is to take care of this of our well-being. And just shortly, what we are going to do through the webinar, of course, you are going to explore. I don't know if you can see, but we have created one very beautiful product that you will have the possibility to download it a little bit later. I will check and write later because I forgot to ask my colleagues if we have still print out copies left. So yeah, some people probably can also have it in real in their hands. So we created this my well-being kit, and I will tell you why. I will also tell you how we create it and of course what is inside. We will invite you to try it out a little bit, so just to see if it works for you or not. And then we will also share where you can find it. And again, in the follow-up email, I will check and send you the information if you can also order, like they're for free. But the thing is that we ask for the post cost. And in the beginning, I will start with just question for a moment to reflect for yourself and to write in the chat, yes, no, probably or not. But have you ever been in this situation that you feel tired, that you feel stressed, that you felt overwhelmed, or that you even had a burnout? So I'm very curious, like for the people who are here, to just to have a few seconds for yourself and to share in the chat if you have experienced these situations, and probably if yes, how often, in fact, you are in such a situation. So I see yes, yes. This is the questions. More than enough. Huh? Yes, I agree. Sometimes it's more. Yes, definitely. Many times I see people saying in the chat. Not generally, but there are times like the general. Oh, I can imagine. In fact, I was yes. Happily, I hope that the General Assembly is only once per year. So, no, okay. So, but it's really good. That's why I'm saying that we have a lot of expertise in the group who are reading your applications, not applications, but these little applications for the registration forms. So this is also very good to see, yes, how it goes there, and we can share these experiences and there were these expectations. So, yes, sometimes yes. So even it's only once per year, or for some people more than enough, we have most of the people have experienced these moments. And what happened? We were in a certain moment speaking with. Just move the chat somewhere. Speaking with colleagues and with partners within SCI. And we also found out that especially after the pandemic and the war effects, and speaking here, like some of you probably know, my colleague Gorzka Tur from SCI Poland, we have been working a lot together, and we also personally experienced, we also saw many colleagues who have experienced this burnout and stress, and we have many people and colleagues who even take quite long breaks to recover, let's say that way. So we had these moments really, especially also with the war in Ukraine and also in Syria that are closer to us, but in the different parts of the world, there are many wars going on, unfortunately. And we had these moments of being exhausted ourselves, but also the people we work with, also the volunteers we work with. And we had these moments of having all the time these to-do lists, and there were never endings, and the tasks were piling, and the motivation was going out. So we experienced this, and it was in 2021, I think, that we decided to go for this project with, sorry, now I don't remember, was it 10, 12 more or 13 more partners? And we were like, okay, we need a time. And even our project was called like to stop, reflect, and do better. We needed this time really to stop because there was this big pile after, okay, everything was frozen. And then again, we were back to do everything. So we did this project, and that's why again, like SCI Poland was the coordinator and the main applicant with the partners. So we did this project, and we were looking for solutions, and we were looking for solutions how to deal in this situation and how we can provide really quality activities, educational activities, exercises, volunteering work camps to the young people, and not only that we work with. And we were looking for these practices. And first we wanted to try it with ourselves to see what works with us, being the coordinators, being the youth workers, being the trainers. And then to, of course, how this will reflect in our organizations, how these little practical activities will reflect on us, on the organizational level, but in this way, how it's going also to reflect to the people we work with, to the volunteers, again, to the activists, to the peace change makers. So this was our project. And it was, there were 2 trainings. We had different 3 webinars that were organized there. And during the trainings, we again used this shared wisdom and knowledge, and we created one product with the support of also our colleague Patrizia from SCI Italia, and it was this My Well-Being Kit that in a moment we are going to explore a little bit further. And what was important for us, there are these cards that I was saying. So we were willing really to do some little activity, something that is very practical, that we can do it now, exactly now. So not something in 1 month, not something in 1 year. And the idea was like to invite for a little activity and to see like what you do. So there is a little instruction and what might be the benefits. But we were all like, okay, it's so much connected. So the benefits are much more than what is there. There is one example of a card. I'm not going to stop here more because you have the possibility to explore further and even to do some of them. But this is how one card looks like. And what was important for us and what we were approaching is that very often we do take care of ourselves, but only in some specific part. And when we were looking at well-being, we were discussing it how it's a holistic and how important is like all these elements that they go together, like this wheel of a car. And if we want the car to move, we want to have a good wheel that is not broken in one or another part. And yes, now we pay a lot of attention to the mental well-being, but it's not only the one that we need to pay to. And through the whole project, we were looking at well-being in a holistic way with 8 different dimensions. And we were seeing how important it is. For example, for the environmental well-being, it's important like where we live. If we have access to food, if we have access to clean air, if we have access to nature, or the physical well-being, do we feel fit? Do we have good nutrition? Do we do physical activities regular? Because again, I mean, sometimes probably this is underestimated, but it's also part of this well-being. For the emotional well-being, for the emotional one, how do we cope with stress? Exactly that we were saying. How do we cope with resilience? Do we have this mental clarity? How is our for the mental? How is our mental state? Is it okay or not? For the emotional, it's more like, how do we cope with our emotions? Do we recognize our emotions? Do we accept our emotions? How do we manage our emotions? Do we have this possibility to really enjoy all the range of the emotions? Because they're not good and bad emotions, they're different. And it's more like, how do we manage, how we do recognize and how we manage, how we are aware about our emotions. For the occupational one, I guess here most of us are quite lucky, but again, it's just an assumption. But it's also important. Are we feeling comfortable? Are we satisfied? Are we confident in what we do? Do we have the work and life balance? So this is also important to have it there. For the social one, how are like our social interactions and relationships? Do we have our community that we belong to? So this is also important for our well-being. For the financial one, we are not saying that we have to be rich, but do we have the minimum standards, or are we all the time worrying if we are going to survive the next day? And for the spiritual one, we were also thinking like, do we believe in something bigger? Do we find the meaning in life in general? And we were looking at all these different sections, and we were saying that it's really important that we take care of all of them. So not just focus on, I don't know, physical one that we do everyday exercises or everyday being in nature and we are happy in our job, but we don't have time to spend with our friends, or we don't have time really to, I don't know, meditate for ourselves. So when we were working on this in the project, we were touching all these aspects. And when we were developing the toolkit, we were also providing activities for each of these part or dimension of the well-being. That's why I was saying that we were looking at it holistically. And now again, I would like to invite you seeing this wheel. And if you see like in the middle, there are the different sectors, the different dimensions of the well-being. And I would like to ask you to annotate. So my colleagues will I guess, start the annotate option. And if there is a need, probably they can also help us how to find the annotate button. But the question now for you is again to take a moment to think for yourself for each of these single pieces or dimensions of the well-being, and how satisfied are you with this piece? It will be anonymous, so we're not going to see how much you are satisfied on or in this part or the other part. But the more in the middle is like you, the less satisfied you are. The less developed, let's say, and the more you put it to the end. So if the middle is 1 and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So the more you put it to the outer part of the pizza, the more satisfied you are with this field in your life. Let's say this in this way. So if you can take a moment and just can you find it? Say, because I'm sharing the screen, I'm not sure like I can annotate. But yes, if someone can support the participants in finding a way to. Okay, so also now I see it's not I said it's anonymous, but now I saw it's not anonymous. So sorry about this. But let's see like what is the more or less the level for yourself.
Usually the annotation mark will be on the right corner if you are using a laptop or a tab, it should be below with where there is a pencil on the mark. So for people who are using the phone, maybe you will find it in the options.
Thank you very much, Rakshan. We see some, yes, hearts appearing, some stars. Take your moment to reflect and to ask. I see many people here, so it's super beautiful. Okay, so some more people are also adding. Let's wait a minute more. Super big star appearing. Of course, for yourself, you're going to see like which areas, because I guess more people are using star and hearts, as we see more hearts in in each section. So for yourself, you can also think and reflect on which are the parts. And in fact, this is why you're still adding. This is one of the cards with the activities. And of course, there's a little bit more questions. So once you work with the cards or use the cards, you can also think that we have these additional questions here, like what have you already done to be at that level? So you can also find what are the working solutions or little tips and tricks that you have for yourself, that you really make yourself feeling satisfied in this different dimensional area for well-being. And there's also the question, what can you do more? Also for ourselves to think, okay, this is working, but what can I do more, even to find out how to be more, more balanced in the spiritual well-being. So this is like an activity from the cards that we use. And also, could be a very nice intro when you do it with volunteers, like really to check. And of course, when you do it in a workshop longer, when you're doing a training, when you're doing a meeting, it could be just in a volunteer meeting. Also, you can provide a space for the people to share, like, of course, if they want. like what makes them feel there or they are satisfied with this or that. But it's also very beautiful. I don't know, probably I can just take a screenshot so we can also remember, and then we can continue. But we can see like some people are more balanced, some people probably need a little bit to work. And again, here is the invitation that we have these different dimensions to work and to take care of. It's not easy, but it's possible. I know it's possible, especially when we support each other. So before we go, in fact, to the and yeah, probably my colleague can also clear the. Dorcas, really happy to see. So I will share, we will share this link also to have a look of the cards. Now I also don't remember the number of the cards. Sorry about this. Just a second. So we added. So this is also very nice possibility. You can use the cards. Second, okay, this one. Okay, let's see what you see now. No, you see, yeah. So, okay, we were exploring before, but we also uploaded the cards in this interacting. We will share the link with you because it's also very beautiful and a little bit more playful that you can do it again when you work with the volunteers. So in the beginning, of course, there is this a little bit information more about the project, how it was developed, who worked on it. A bit information about the well-being cards and how they can be used. We will be discussing this, and then we start with all the parts. And you have on one side you have the cards, the activity, and on the other side, as I was showing you before, you have these little instructions and benefits. What we were trying really to do is that each thing you can do it immediately. But later on, I will say that this is also the beauty that you can come back to it as many times as you wish. So there are these cards that we will explore now, a few of them. So there were, I don't remember, 30 something cards. Of course, it's written, but my excitement. And what we also did, and of course, later on, we will also invite you, we also left an empty card in the end. So it was create your own cards in the set of printed one. There are even two, because again, they're just advices, some based on a collection, based on our experience, what is working. Most of this we have tried in different settings. So everyone tried, so we collected. So it's not something that is not working. Of course, some things are working for some, other are working for other people. But we also know that you have your techniques. And this was the idea in the end also to leave this space that you also add your techniques. And exploring the cards, I'm coming back to the presentation, and let's do two more of the activities together. And one of these activity is this moments of joy. Okay, sorry. Now it's okay to share, but probably yes. So one card is this moments of joy. And again, the invitation is to take a moment for you and to think and then write in the chat. What makes you smile? What makes you laugh or even laugh until you cry? Take this moment and write in the chat 3 things that could be anything. It could be people, it could be activities, it could be little moments. It could be anything that really brings joy in your life. So we'll be opening my chat because I'm very curious to see what is coming up there. But this is like one technique, again, like in different moments, just to think for ourselves what really makes us happy and joyful. Where in my chat? Okay, you're writing into the chat. I'm looking for the chat. I'm not going to read. I see first things are coming. I'm not going to read, not to disturb you. Well, thank you very much for adding. I'm just reading and already makes me happy. And in a moment, I'm going to read a few of them. But you're invited to see what is popping up. Once you are done with writing, you can also see what is popping up in the chat. Yes. So many times we can see spending time with friends, nature, reading a good book, not just a book, a good book. It's for some people, cats and dogs. Usually the animals are also really helping us. Spending time with my people, again, I guess with the friends, podcasts and streamers from my country, dancing. But by the way, we have this dance crazy activity in the. So for this person, we have for Julieta, we have a special activity in the cards for you. Of course, with the for the friends as well, we do have riding my bike, hanging out with my friends, family, and cooking a really tasty dinner. Super nice. Yeah, we had also something with the food in the cars. You will find it there as well. Traveling, good food again, friends many times, family, friends coming, music, listening to music. As I was saying, we also have something to make your to list. Well-being list, watching a nice show, spending time with people I love, laughing babies and laughing dogs, super beautiful, and friends. Meeting her friends. And there was also this yeah, I really appreciate so dates too. Yes, sometimes, and we also for the spiritual one, we are saying that we do also need this time a little bit to spend with ourselves, with our emotions, with our thoughts. Thank you very much for interacting in the chat as well. Positive energy, social life with others, nature, beautiful things coming up. Kindness, there was this also kind of act of kindness, activity. Super beautiful. Baking, taking a walk, super beautiful things coming up in the chat. Thank you very much for sharing what makes you joyful and happy. And I don't know, for me, it worked out. Unfortunately, I don't see all your faces. Probably here I can stop for a little sharing. And we were thinking probably to do a little energizer. I don't know, probably we can stop the video recording for a second to pause it while we are doing it. And my colleagues can... So we are in the next activity of our special boosting well-being place. Have a moment to think for yourself and write in the chat. Oh, we have very privileged people here. So some people prefer more the countryside, and especially if there are no people around. There are some people that have the sea and watching the waves, which is also very, very, very beautiful. I'm also a sea person. I cannot skip it now, but just imagining living by the waves might be very, powerful. A nice space to watch the sunset with a cup of coffee. Beautiful. Sunrise, sunset, also very, very special moments when we have the possibility. Friend summer cottage at the seaside with a warm weather. And I guess, sometimes in the more north countries, we have to stress a little bit of the warm weather, a forest with a lake near where I live. Super beautiful, the sunrise. Yeah, for some people, coffee makes everything better. I can imagine. I'm sorry now we cannot not offer you, when we're in person, we say, okay, now you can take a cup of coffee, enjoy a sip of it, do it in a mindful way. Yes, my parents' house in the countryside with a swimming pool, beautiful. I'm there now. Apo is there, where I traveled this morning. My daughter's little farm in the hills of High Peak, North England. So cute, yes. A dog, chickens, and 2 old ponies. Like just reading, I have the feeling that my soul moved there for a moment. many times in the beach in the afternoon watching the sunset. So it's easier to watch the sunset. And what about sunrises? I think the only one sunrise appeared there. But yes, I also feel very, very well by the sea. So this is another activity that we just showed you. And again, just thinking about it, it already makes feel better. I hope so. Or with the practice, and you will see how it works for you. So these were just two activities. In fact, I was thinking, but we will not have. I was like, yeah, there are many like disconnect to the present moment, but at the moment, yeah, there were not. I was like, okay, if we have more time, I was thinking for one more activity at least. But I do invite you to explore the cards and the beautiful things, and we continue receiving feedback of people doing, for example, the gratitude list that are very helpful in very tough moments of life. So these were two activities, three activities altogether with the wheel that we did in the beginning. And I'll just share a few ideas when we were creating the toolkit, how we can use it. But of course, these are just ideas, just proposal for the beginning. But I think it's very manageable to do it in your own way, to apply to your reality, and of course to the groups you work. So first, again, a reminder, dear colleagues, dear friends, dear people, please do take care of yourself. So very often being in the world, working for culture of peace and for trying little or more to do to live in peace and to bring peace in the world. I know we have these moments that we forget. We want to save everyone, to do everything, and we forget to take care of ourselves. And once we manage to take care of ourselves, we can take care of the other people. So we were thinking that this could be also on individual level, to feel free to do it yourself, to reflect, to see what works, what doesn't work. I mean, we are not saying that it's this pill that fits everything, but also the good thing is, and the beauty, that these are activities that you can repeat as many times as you wish. So this is one invitation, first to explore for yourself. And of course, after that, we do invite you to explore with the volunteers and the young people, and not only the young people, and the communities, and even in the office with your colleagues that you're working with, in your little community. You can experiment and do the cards. And we were thinking, like, if you do workshops or trainings, you can choose different activities and to combine and to build on one activity, for example, with the wheel that we did, and like how to one activity for each dimension, let's say. So you can really just pick up what works, what makes the flow work for you, and you can do it with little or bigger groups. Group discussions, it could be like a small groups that they do the activity and have the opportunity to discuss in the group. What are the benefits? What are the thoughts? What feelings, what satisfaction is bringing or not. So these are possibilities, even just like if you have a activity, educational or not, or a meeting, just even like in the beginning, you can use it kind of an energizer. Let's say where we are now, let's see what brings us joy. Let's get into this joyful moment, and let's bring this energy to what we need to do. Or why not staff meeting as well? Like sometimes we are so focused on what we have to do, but why not start in a good mood? And we were also thinking that it could be also challenges, like for example, to say, okay, this week we have this challenge. Our team. It could be with a volunteer. So each day or each week we can have one activity as a challenge. Everybody does. So we can see how it affects us, what is the change in the beginning, like to track what is the change throughout the week and what is in the beginning and what is in the end the situation. And then again to share. Because also it was very beautiful said that in your registration form, someone wrote that to see that I'm not alone, that sometimes also other people are struggling. And this was also one thing, like when we have the possibility, probably it's not getting better at this certain moment, but when you share with the other people, with your little community, or even not community, but when there is this safe space to share, it could help a lot. So we were thinking that these little activities could be also a challenge, to see how it works for some people, how it's not working for other people, but also to say with the practice, probably we can see how we can improve, and then we can share with the other people. Yeah. Oh, I found out that this playlist, or let's create together a playlist that boosts our well-being. So there are these really variations that you can experiment. We were thinking, and in fact, we'll be very happy, probably in the email after, we'll be very happy, like when you use the cards, and if you have more ideas of how they can be used, because we continue using in different settings, in different environments, and with different groups. So if you find out ideas that work very well, we'll be very happy to share with us. It will be also kind of a feedback to see, yeah, what's working, what's not so good working, so well working. So if you have more ideas, we'll be very happy to receive from you. And what we were thinking after that, so where we can find the cards. I think already in the chat, Hani sent the interacting. What was the name of the yes? So this is one place, and now if you can, I can also share this, because there's a very beautiful landing page of the cards on SCI Poland website. But it has been struggling for some time and they're not available. So once it's working again, the landing page of the card, so it's a special place just for the cards, we will share. But there is also on the SCI International website, we have this, the My Wellbeing Kit. So you can also download it as a PDF there. So dear colleagues, if you can, or you did it already, I'm opening the chat. So if you can share also the link to the SCI, it's already there. Thank you very much. So I managed to open. So this is a place where you can download. And as I promised, I will check with my colleagues if in SCI Poland there are still some printed copies left. We will share how you can order. It was on the landing page. Again, they're for free. We did quite a lot of copies, but very quickly after we started promotion and sending to partners and to volunteers, they were like, oh, gone. But I would check, and if there are more, so the first one to contact SCI Poland, we have the possibility to get also a printed copy. And I don't know, again, if you don't manage now, we will send the link in the follow-up email so you can still download. And we were thinking like still to invite you for a short breakout room, because this was also like, to check out. So we were thinking there are the two options, but also not only me speaking all the time, but also you to have the possibility to speak with some other people. We will create, I will stop sharing. Okay, let's try it out, but I will stop sharing so I also can see the faces. Very shortly, for some probably even 8 minutes, we can do a breakout rooms of 4 or 5 people, just to share among yourself, probably what is this little technique that you do and helps boost your well-being. If it was something that you worked out, if you want, you can also see through what are the activities there, if you want kind of a joker, if I can say it in that way. But just very shortly, because this was also like to remind you of this little empty card in the end, where you can add your activity, your special activity that works for you. So a very short time, also just to be sure that your voices work out, to meet another colleague and to, some 3 other colleagues, and to share like which are your little techniques, activities or tips and tricks that you use in your everyday life for for boosting your activity. Is it okay? For the people with the camera, 3 nodding, 4 nodding. Thank you very much. I don't know for the people without the camera, we will see. So let's do it short and sweet. Thank you, Sharon. Let's do it short and sweet, and just say hello to the colleagues, probably some faces you know already, and say, okay, when I need a booster, I do this. And I will see you here. If there is something, you can raise your hand in the breakout room, and we can come and support you. Otherwise, I see you in some 7 minutes. Thank you. I guess breakout rooms are...
That was really helpful. Thank you. I'm going to run and look after my well-being and have lunch. But yeah, thank you. Really useful.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Ciao. And of course, if you have questions, you can also reach us by the contacts that we will share in the presentation. That again, they disappeared, and it was so happy to reconnect with faces. And I'm looking forward to the new faces to meet in person, somewhere, somehow, somewhen, as I like to say. So, any questions, or we are?
Just to say how lovely it was to meet two people in my breakout room from such different parts of the world, but just to come together like that was really a moment of joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. It's so beautiful because with Hani, we were exactly saying the same thing in the main room, that it was so diverse group. So really, really thank you for sharing this as well. I can also do hearts. Super. Then, dear people, if you want to say something, or if you want just okay, write in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anya. Yes, enjoy. And will be really happy to send us feedback, what it works, and if you have more ideas, or if we can do something together in the future, feel free to reach out. Thanks really a lot. Sending you all best wishes, many positive energy and hearts, and hugs and hearts, and looking forward to see you next time again.